Good morning, beautiful angels. How are we all? It is so good to be back behind the camera. I've had a few weeks off because of Christmas, New Year, Australian Hypnosis Conference, etc. But I'm really glad to be back. So thank you so much for joining in. So today I'm going to start talking or deciphering 44 easy ways to attract clients. We go out into this industry, we're taught these wonderful healing modalities, and then we get smacked with the world of business and marketing. Business is a push to. We get told we have to learn it, whether we have to do our tax or our bookwork or something like that. Fair enough. But when it comes to marketing, it's so optional and there's so many different ways to do it. And marketing is one of those things that can make us really quite uncomfortable. I know when I first started that marketing was just like, oh my God, I cannot do this. I could barely even tell people that I was a hypnotherapist, let alone start saying to them, you should come and visit me. And trust me, this is one of those systems that you're going to fuck it up. It's as simple as that. You're going to win some and you're going to lose some. And you're going to lose more in the beginning than what you will win at the start. Hi, Kate. How you going, babe? And so, like I was saying, you're going to lose more in the beginning than you'll win. It's as simple as that. Because you're going to be learning to use your NLP language. You just keep tweaking the system. So I'm going to be showing 44 easy ways to attract clients. This module is inside my mentoring training for those that are in the mentoring. So you can jump in there and you can grab all of the criteria straight off the bat. It's all ready to go. So let's start with number 1, shall we? So number 1 is one of the easier criterions. It is a letter drop. Now, it may seem like a lot of work. However, it does have a lot of benefits towards it. So what is a letter drop? Oh, a letter drop, really simple. You print off some flyers, then you walk around town and you drop them into people's mailbox. It actually has a lot more benefit to it than we realize. So besides from the obvious fitness benefit, so you're walking around, you get to really know your neighborhood as well. There were many places when I moved to Mount Gambier that when I was walking and weaving the streets, I actually came across heaps of places that were privately owned by psychologists, by therapists. There were a couple of quiet hypnotherapists as such, because a quiet hypnotherapist is one of those hypnotherapists that have gotten in with a counselor or something like that, and they're flat knackered just doing what they're doing inside that clinic. They don't advertise or anything like that, and you can start to network with them, and usually they're screaming for help, like they need some assistance of some sort. So a letter drop has this double binding effect to it as well. So most of us have a printer at home. If you don't have a printer, you have access to one at an Officeworks or something like that. So doing a letter drop is highly viable. But when you're doing a letter drop, there is a little bit more to it than just simply writing your name on a piece of paper and throwing it out there. So let's talk about that. Keep it to one service, okay? When people think of hypnosis or life coaching or anything along those lines, they're not thinking about rainbow babies, or they're not thinking about how to cure anxiety or depression or anything along those lines. Usually the first thing that pops into their mind is quit smoking or weight loss. They are the part of the stigma of what it is that we do. So choose one service and ask them to bring the flyer back with them once you've placed it inside their letterbox. When I very first did this, what had happened was I moved to Mount Gambier, and I was a massage therapist back then studying hypnosis to transition into it. I had this wild idea that you could have a massage and do weight loss at the same time. So whilst you're having a massage, I would talk to you with hypnosis and you could lose weight while having a massage. So weight loss massage, that was my thing, okay? So what I did was I thought, well, first I've got to get these massage clients in to get some money, because I just moved into state. I was struggling. I had no money whatsoever. I mean, I had a bit of savings, but I was really struggling. And what I did was I actually got a flyer. I made up a flyer. I'm going to teach you how to do a flyer in just a moment. I made up a flyer, and what I did was I actually stated on it to book an appointment with me. So back then it was like we didn't have huge amounts on the internet. Internet was mostly used for gaming. the occasional study module, not for booking or anything like that. So they would ring me, they would book in, and if they bought back the flyer, then they got $10 off the massage. So a half-hour massage was $30 back then, and if they bought the flyer back, then they actually got a $10 off the massage. So they got it for only $20, and it was huge. I got smacked with all of these clients. It was absolutely huge. Then what I did was, when people actually booked in to get them to go to the next level as such, I would say to them, right, if you book right now for your next massage, I'll give you the same deal again. So half an hour they get for $20 instead of $30, just like a little like creme de la creme sort of scenario, and they would rebook. So that's enough time to get me to give them rapport, to, you know, gauge the conversation, etc., etc., and then hopefully they would like some hypnosis. But like I said, back then I was still learning, okay, guys? So I was still learning. So print off your flyer and make sure it sticks to one service only. There's so many people that put out as an advertisement of some sort, and it does this and 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 this, and people get overwhelmed. So when people are overwhelmed, they tend to do nothing. And it's kind of interesting when they say people are overwhelmed. I get it, I really do, but I have to wonder also, is it just tiredness? Because we're all so busy and we're all multi-networking and stretched so thin these days, that when we read this flyer and there's all these things, it's like, you know what, if it's not entertaining, I can't be bothered. We're just looking for that one pinpoint thing. So when you do your flyer, keep it to one service, okay? Include a large image of a person that is realistic, okay? So let me get you up an example. I see this one all the time on Pixabay. Let me flip over to my other screen. So in Pixabay, this is where you can get free images, okay? And one thing that I see all the time is person conquering fear. Oh, fear. Oh, that's not even conquering. Okay, but this is a great example. Okay, so we see these images all the time, okay? So somebody's standing on a mountain, they're achieving success, blah, 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 blah. This is one of the marketing strategies I actually learnt from a guru named Sylvester. And he was talking about why these marketing strategies actually fail. Because they're not realistic. Yes, they're things that make us feel like, oh, that's I'd love to do that. But they're not realistic to maintain that emotion in the long term. So we need something that's realistic and more down to earth. And even when it comes to beauty images and things like that, you really need something that's a bit more realistic. These sorts of images that are up here, they're just not realistic. When somebody sees somebody who's more like them, who's just an average person in the crowd, they do tend to book in more often. So if we go to Bathurst Hypnotherapy, that's Bathurst. So if we go to bathursthypnotherapy.com, what we've done here inside drop address size, we have used images of just ordinary everyday people achieving success. Why? Because this is more relatable. People can see that and go, oh, that's totally like me. Yes, that's me. And that's when that emotion starts to build up even more, because it is relatable. And Sylvester talks about this hugely, about why there's all these images inside of chemists and warehouses and things like that. And the product then doesn't seem to sell very well. It's because we've gone too far into the impossible and the unfathomable. So use pictures that are achievable. Use pictures of just average, everyday people that are achieving success. So that's what you've got to do for that one, okay? So use those pictures that are realistic, okay? Also inside the flyer, have a small image of yourself if you want to. What this does is this means that you're relatable. Somebody can look at it and go, oh, I think I've seen that person around town, or something like that. It creates some of that relatability as such, because people actually want to know that you're a real person, that you're not just another digital product or something like that. When you're writing out your flyer as well, go from problem to solution. Keep it really, really simple. One heading, keep it simple, okay? Go from problem to solution. You can have 3, you can have 6, you can just have 1. Just go from problem to solution. So for example, when it comes to quit smoking, the problem is that it's expensive, it's hard on your health, and it's hard to give up. Like, that's the mentality that is around it. I've been doing quit smoking for years now, and the biggest thing is, what if I fail? So they've tried so many times before and it's hard. So when you're doing your flyer, have the problem question there. Have you found it hard to give up, or failed in the past, etc., etc.? Make sure you question the belief and plant the seed of doubt that it is hard. And then we move into the solution phase. So the solution, expensive. What would you do if you had all the extra money? What would you do? Think of how nice it would be if you were all healthy now. Show some facts about how easy it is to give up. Give the person some evidence of some sort. Also, what we do is include your name and your contact details as well. I'm a huge fan of QR codes. We were huge fans of QR codes before they became a thing. Hey, Bobbin. Hey, Bubba. So we were a huge fan of QR codes before they even became a thing. So have your name and your contact details and a QR code if you can, because that way it makes it really, really simple and really, really quick and easy for people to contact you, rather than going, You can also have one of those if you're putting this flyer into like a laundromat or something like that, you can have little zip tabs on it. Now, when it comes to your letter drop, make it eye-catching. Like, seriously, make it eye-catching. Use the color ink. I've had those ones popped in my mailbox, and get your butt out of here, dude. Boop, boop, boop. I've had the ones popped in my mailbox, and they're usually printed on like a red piece of cardboard that's all in black and white, and then it pops in, and I'm like, whatever, and I throw it away. It's immediately thrown away. When you look at the bigger places like Big W, Kmart, KFC, I'm trying to think of some of the ones that I get in my thing, Pizza Hut, when you think of all of those places, what are you doing? When you think of all those places, they use color. That's what they do. They use color, they use branding, they use those hooks. So they make sure that you're in and you don't forget what their product is all about. Places like McDonald's and KFC and all that sort of place stuff, they're not advertising to get your sales. Like, yeah, that's the bonus. What they're advertising now, because they've been around for so long, is they're advertising so that they are front of mind in your mind. So it creates a nostalgia. That's why they keep those certain foods, because when it comes to food, we're looking for consistency. And that's why junk foods is so easy for people to eat, because they're looking for some form of consistency. They know what it tastes like, they know what it feels like, they know what it smells like. And, occasionally it disappoints, but that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that consistency, that nostalgia as such. So places like Macca's and that, yeah, sure, it is about sales, but that's not the primary goal. The primary goal is all about keeping their brand front of mind over everybody else. Now, let's just say they stop advertising. They would be, their sales would go down quite a lot, because they're not being kept front of mind. And we as humans, let's just admit it, guys, okay? We like to be attracted to glitter. That's what we do. We're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. That's what we do. We're always attracted by something new, something shiny. I could do this, I can do that. Oh, that'd be lovely. And, that's what they talk about, being either addiction to a materialistic way or towards an emotional or an experience way. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to keep themselves front of mind in your presence. That's what they're doing. They want to get their products into your home as such. And that's why they give away all those toys, because if they give away the toys to the children, the child plays with the toy, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, Macca's, I love the chicken nuggets. And then that keeps the adult in front of mind. It's the same with Jack Daniels, Bundaberg, alcohol. If you keep that brand front of mind, especially inside of the home, it will be there all the time. So that's what's happening when it comes to that sort of advertising. When you're doing your letter drop, a lot of people will do one letter drop and they'll be like, nah, didn't work. You have to keep doing it, okay? You have to do it. Like, I think I did the massage one like every Saturday, and I just did my little area. Like, I was in Mount Gambier. There was no way I could possibly walk the entire town, and I wasn't that dedicated to walking the entire town either. But every Saturday, I would dedicate those 2 hours to weaving those streets, and that's what I would do. So, and I even did it in Ballarat when I first moved here. I went back to my basics, just moved interstate again, was like, oh, don't like the budget, it. Let's do a letter drop. So that's what I did. I weaved the streets every Saturday for 2 hours. That was the goal, and popped them all into letterbox, and boom, off it goes again. Okay. So when you're also doing your flyer and you're making it eye-catching, keep it within 3 complementary colors and 2 mutual colors. Many people, they tend to do flyers and things like that, and it's just got too much crap all over it. Keep it really simple, okay? Balance out the layout, keep it simple. Too much information makes it too busy. Too many designs and things like that leads people to do nothing. So keep it really simple. That's the key here. Keep it simple. Include your logos, your web page, your social media if you want to. I keep them very small. I don't tend to put my social media on there. I do tend to do web page though. And if you want to, cut the flyer in half or even into 4, so that way you're getting more for your piece of paper as such, okay? So let's jump over into Word, and I'll show you how to do it inside of Word. Excuse me. All right, so here I am in Microsoft Word. This is so crazy simple, guys, that, you know, oh my God, it's one of those things that you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize you could do that. Okay, so jump over into Word. You'll be in the home menu when you first start out. Now flip on down to New, so click on this one. Now when you go to New, there's a little tab here that says Flyers. Click on that. Now inside of here, these are all the flyer templates that are already preloaded into Word, and all you've got to do is click on the various elements and change it. And the best part about these flyers is that, or these templates I should say, the best part about these is if you stuff it up, you just go back to the start again and go again. So it doesn't matter because they don't change, they're the same all the time. So let's just say we're going to do a quit smoking one or something like that. It doesn't really matter, but you can choose any of these. And these, excuse me, you've got to imagine them just as layouts, okay? So let's click on this cat one because we all know I love cats, okay? So it'll say, here's the cat one, this is what it's going to look like, and then we click on create. Okay, so when it comes to this particular flyer, let me zoom out a bit. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Oh, look, we've got more than one. Oh, we've got 3. Oh, look at that, isn't it cute? So with these particular flyers, now we've got 3 flyers to choose from here and we can delete them. Okay. Now when it comes to these flyers, all we've got to do is click on the element. So see how that's highlighted there. And we can change everything inside of the element, just like we would a normal Word document. So I've just changed that to quit smoking. I can go up here and change the font size so we make it fit onto one area. Okay. And even see the picture, so we click on that. Now if I press delete, the picture's gone, okay? Control Z and it comes back. So if I want to change that picture, because I'm just looking for a layout here, that's all I'm doing. If I right click on the picture and go change picture, I can choose the picture from my computer that I've downloaded off Pixabay or something like that and put that in there. And then I can just keep on changing up all these it's expensive. Like your wording will be much better than mine, but this is just an example. Okay. Call Trish. www.Pellen and Palmer.com. And you can change up all those elements, okay? So that it's so super crazy easy. That's all you've got to do. And then once you've done all that, so let's say that we want to get rid of these ones. So we just highlight that and that one. Hey, baby. You're not going to go missing, are you? Never. Hey. So yeah, so you just delete out these elements. Hello. So you just delete out these elements and then we can just print off that one page and boom, it's ready to go. So, and if you want to add a picture, all you do is you go up to insert, picture, and then you choose it from your device. So if I wanted to choose one from this device, I would just find one. Really good question. Do I have a picture? Just a random picture? There we go. Let's just choose that one because it's there. Okay, so now I've got a picture. Now I want to wrap the text tight. I always go wrap text tight, and then that way the things don't get lost. Actually, I'll go wrap text through. through. And now I can move that around and the text will move with it. Okay. So there's heaps of different ways you can do this with a template that is already available inside of Microsoft Word, and then just print it off and go for a walk. Whilst you're going for that walk, make sure you take your phone with you and you write down all of those places, or take photos of all of those places that you find that you think that perhaps you could network with. Because once you've networked with those places, who knows, maybe you'll get to that phase where you'll actually be networking with someone, or somebody's been looking for someone but they haven't been able to go out and find them. Recently I did supervision training and they were instantly like, wow, we need you on board. And I was like, yeah, but I'm going into supervision. So catch-22 scenario. So that's what we're looking at when it comes to that particular criteria. Okay, so that's all available on your computer. Boom, ready to go. So guys, apply for the scholarship as well. The link is inside of the description. You'll get full access to the modern mentoring as well, and choose who you want to go through. Okay, I've included all the links there for the students that have stepped up and decided, you know what, we want to help support this, and choose who you want to apply through, and just click on the link and read everything that's on the screen and put in your application. So you'll get full access to our modern mentoring completely free for 12 months. We're giving this opportunity for 2 people. So far we've had 15 people apply, so pretty stoked about that. Oh, hello cutie. So we're pretty stoked about that, but please apply for the scholarship. You can have full access to the modern mentoring and everything that comes with it for 12 months. And then if you want to stay on after that, after the 12 months, you completely can. You get discounts to all of our training, freebies. There's heaps and heaps of stuff inside the modern mentoring. So please jump onto that, put in your application, because it's only like 7 days left to apply, and then we'll be done until next year. All right, my lovely. So please go and do a flyer. If you need some help with it or anything like that, post it inside the group saying, hey, I want some feedback. What can I change, or is there any typos? Because trust me, I've sent out ones with typos, like whatever, it happens. Okay, so put it on the on the Facebook group, and then we can have a look at it and we can give you some feedback. Everybody's always willing to help. Okay, so please, by all means, jump in and help each other. But otherwise than that, go and have an amazing day, and I will catch you in the future. Bye-bye. Can I say bye, Eddie? See ya.